I am delighted now to welcome to our next panel Minister Theoharis, Mr. Harry Theoharis, who is in charge of one of the most important sectors in the Greek economy. The sector with the largest contribution to Greek GDP is tourism. And one of the sectors that have been very impacted by the current crisis is tourism. Of course, I'm sure you all share with me the conviction that Greece will always remain a wonderful tourist destination, no matter what. But anyway, we're delighted to have with us the minister to share with us his insight on exactly what is happening in tourism, what they're doing to address the situation, and how do we look forward. Minister Theoharis, thank you very much for joining us late from Athens.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this kind invitation, Nicola Bornozis, this wonderful forum, which is really an institution for anyone interested in investing in Greece or learning about the prospects of investment. And it's also an annual meeting point for anyone that wants to know and be appraised of what's happening in Greece. Well, what's been happening in Greece is what's been happening to the rest of the world. Unfortunately, this has been a very, very difficult year for all of us. Greece has fared, in our view, better than other countries, than most other countries, both in the first wave and the second wave. So everybody is trying to deal with this adverse situation. We're hoping, like everybody else, that this is the light at the end of the tunnel. The vaccination programs that are beginning in that side of the US of the Atlantic and this side of the Atlantic very soon will allow for some kind of normality to return to our everyday lives. In the meantime, we have not stopped the generous programs or reforms we're implementing. The Greek government since July 2019 is trying to turn Greece into an attractive investment destination. We have reduced corporate taxes, outlined a comprehensive tax incentive framework for investments in R&D. We have also reduced red tape with a lot of digitalization, simplification of procedures within the public sector. So through this digital transformation, Greece undergoes, enabling the interoperability between different databases and registries, allowing, of course, much more ease of doing business. On the fiscal side, Greece has joined the elite of countries borrowing with negative interest rates, and our country's credit rating is repeatedly upgraded by the agencies. This is despite the fact that Greece is reliant a lot on the tourism sector for its GDP and a lot of its growth as well. And of course, as you all know, the tourism sector globally has been one of the sectors that have been most severely affected. And as a result, this has created a lot of uncertainty around Greece's prospects. However, the modernization of the Greek legislative framework for the attraction of strategic investments within 2020 has ensured investment implementation through transparent and swift processes. The Hellenic project investment falls in this category after years of delay. At the heart of the Athenian Riviera, the project unfroze and is estimated to attract 1 million of tourists. The recent agreement of the investor scheme to develop 2 5-star hotels and the respective tourist residential complexes on the coastal area of the Hellenic proves that tourism development is always feasible, respecting both the environment and the local communities. Let me say as well, off text, that living myself in the greater area, I've seen how big the prospects of the Athenian Riviera are with respect to tourism. The Four Seasons, a number of hotels operated very successfully even during this pandemic. with very good margins, with very good occupancy rates, etc., etc. Both because Greece was a relatively safe destination, and as a result, we were able to open our borders with many countries, and because of the uniqueness of being in the coastline and effectively being as if you're in an island, but at the same time being at the heart of the city, very close to the airport, very close to the city center, with any things that you can imagine, like being in opera or going to the center of Athens. Of immense importance is the adoption of the special legislation that enables permanent residency for an entire non-EU family within 3 months with a real estate investment valued of at least 250,000 euros, as well as for strategic investors. This is a scheme that's already in place, that's been extended, that's been fixed in many ways, and it's attracting a lot of people even during this time of crisis. Also, the activation of the European Resilience and Recovery Fund makes Greece even more competitive in view of the challenges posed by the digital and green transitions. The 70 billion euro in the European Rescue Fund secured by Greece to cope with the repercussions of the pandemic are expected to have a big and a positive impact on the tourism sector, with emphasis on sustainable tourism development, advanced tourism training, and employment. In fact, there is a significant potential for investment development in many subsectors of the Greek tourism market, with most prevailing the upgrading and construction of new hotels with respect to sustainable development principles, the promotion of special interest tourism, construction of marinas and theme parks. More than 40 new hotels, primary boutique hotels, opened doors over the last year at the center or around the center of Athens, either through leasing contracts for the properties or full acquisition, proving the dynamism of the tourism market and how the investments can transform the city around Omonia Square, around Plaka, and around Syntagma Square for those familiar with the area. Other investments, eight investments have been approved by the fast-track procedure by the panel of ministers, 8 investments specifically to tourism sector with a total of investment of 1 billion euros. So this crisis has not stopped at all the path and the progress towards investment-friendly climate that we want to establish in Greece. Investment in marinas throughout Greece is another area with great potential to enhance tourism and increase the number of yachts visiting our country. In May 2020, a concession agreement for the development and use of the Marina of Alimos, the biggest marina in Greece, for a duration of 40 years was signed, aiming to create a center for tourism composed of green zones, hotel facilities, outdoor events. We announced the construction of a new marina in Sithonia, Chalkidiki, in northern Greece, to enhance the number of visitors arriving primarily from the Balkans and Russia. Investment opportunities in the development of marinas throughout Greece remain high, and I invite property investors to come and invest in the development of those specific areas. Now is the time to come to invest in Greece, because Greece is changing. Our economy swiftly transforms from an inward-looking one to an economy based on foreign direct investment, an economy that's based on exports and based either on services or product exports. I invite you to invest in sustainable tourism in Greece, where we are global leaders. Looking back in 2020, our successful swift response to the pandemic has allowed us to achieve all the qualitative targets that we put, and those were 3 targets. The first was to be able to open our tourism sector, and this was made possible with a lot of cooperation between the public sector, different agencies, health authorities, civil protection authorities, testing, border control, etc., etc., and the private sector, ensuring you have quarantine hotels, ensuring that the protocols were established and then adhered to, and also people were adequately trained to be able to use them. As a result, we managed to achieve the second target, which was the target of ensuring that we have no severe cases of COVID among the travelers and that we remained a safe destination. Greece remained throughout the summer. The second wave did not come earlier to Greece. It came just about when it came to the rest of the European countries, and if anything, a bit later as well. So this was a safe opening and a safe transition, recognized by many other countries, by UNWTO, by the European Union. And the third target that we wanted to ensure that we achieved was to increase brand awareness, to increase the soft power of Greece. There, a number of accolades. Already today, we had new awards on Greek destinations. We have awards of hotels. Even the Greek Ministry of Tourism and GNTO, the Greek National Tourism Organization, were for the first time ever awarded the prize of best tourism agency, the best Ministry of Tourism in the world. So this meant that the brand awareness of Greece as a successful country, as a professional country, as a safe and beautiful destination has been enhanced, and we hope with this that we will see a quicker return to the demand that we saw in the previous years. May I remind you that in 2019, we had an increase in the number of visitors, and the revenue, number of visitors about 3%, revenue, tourism revenue about 15%, 14-15%. The first 2 months of 2020, we saw an increase in revenue by 23%. So this was going to be a poster year. Unfortunately, everybody had to deal with the crisis. This year is going to be something around 22, 23, 24% of the level of 2019 in total. So the recovery rate will be 23, 24%. We're hoping next year, assuming that the vaccination goes according to plan, et cetera, that we will be able to reach 50% of 2019 and then move swiftly to close that gap. As a result, we will see a lot of demand coming from long haul, from the US and from Asia, from the Middle East, Israel, and the Emirates and Saudi Arabia, and of course our poster source markets, Germany, the UK, France, Italy, etc., etc. What we managed to do during this year is we managed to implement a lot of campaigns. This was very important to keep the awareness. Greece from Home, Endless Greek Summer, Destination Greece, Health First, those were campaigns that we created. And at the same time, we created the Visit Greece mobile app for the first time. So trying to wrap up, because it's not easy to say all the things that happened in this year where the time moved in warp speed. Let me just say that from this virtual floor, Greece is unquestionably an investment destination. So I invite you once again to come and invest in Greece. Come and invest in the development of premium tourist properties that are linked to important tax incentives. Come and invest because Greece has an established infrastructure with more than 800,000 hotel beds and direct flights from major international airports to Greek destinations. I'm delighted to see that more US airports are thinking about connecting direct to Athens. Come and invest in traditional tourism destinations like Crete and the Aegean Islands, and in newly developed destinations that are supported by advanced transportation system. Come and invest in Greece because it's a 12-month tourism destination. We have 22 ski resorts, ski slopes, where people can come and ski. Not many people realize that, and come finally and capitalize on the opportunities that Greece has to offer. Thank you very much, and please invest in Greece. This is the best opportunity for all of us.
Minister Theoharis, thank you very much for a very optimistic, but above all, very realistic and comprehensive set of remarks. And by the way, to conclude, the next panel that we're having talks about investment opportunities in tourism. And 4 out of the 5 panelists, actually all 5 of them, are international companies with an investment in Greece right now and with the intent of doing more. So I think that is exactly showing what you are talking about. So thank you very much for being with us. And thank you for bringing the Christmas tree behind us. We missed the one at the Metropolitan Club this year, so we're glad to see it in your office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.